You know, it does what I need it to. Yeah, dude, I think I probably could get by with two too if I really think about it. It's like one of the laptops I'm using the screen just for the streaming stuff, and it's like I barely look at it. You know what I mean? I just glance at it here and there. Maybe at some point when there's more people following, then it'll become more useful. But let me get the stream link going. Oh, I gotta refresh. Gotta refresh the screen capture. Properties. Restart. Is it just make like a click?
Yeah, let's see. Well, it's weird. I'll click it. Here, I'll show you. And then it, like, at least when I was doing my test, there was creating extra noise when I clicked it back on. And then it'll subside after I talk a little bit.
Well,
See, the other thing I need to fix is I'm not hearing myself at all right now. So I actually have no idea what this sounds like right this second.
there we go. Just posting all the links. Yeah, so obviously with just doing Discord, I wasn't like listening to myself, right? But now that I'm
Yeah.
doing this, I played back a couple of the videos and I was just like, oh, I think just like everybody, I hate the way I sound.
Oh, your voice is fine. I think the only thing that I'm noticing is like it just sounds like you're like in a room.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so that's Discord. Let me change the settings on Discord because I think Discord is getting the microphone from
Also, is that microphone? Does it have it's called polarity settings?
Does this sound a little bit better?
Much better.
Much better. Okay, so
Already, yeah.
let me just figure out. Try to say something real quick.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, it's so weird, dude, because the audio for YouTube is coming from the mic, but the audio from Discord was coming from my AirPods. But
Yeah.
so I just switched it to the mic. But when I switch it to the microphone on Discord, so that the audio comes from the mic, and then
It
the
doesn't go to the other one.
well, yeah, so I can hear you on the AirPod, but it's really quiet. Like, try to say something again.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
You can adjust the settings in Discord if you just need
there we
Discord
go.
to go up.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, I got it. I cranked it up on the AirPods and on Discord. Okay, so I switched it so that Discord's hearing the mic audio too.
Cool. Did you turn on like the processing effects in Discord?
Oh, let me see.
What did you switch?
Input. Let me see. Yeah, there's
I was
voice
just curious
isolation.
what you switched to make it
Oh, yeah,
sound
yeah,
better.
yeah. I went to voice and then it has a setting for microphone and speaker so you can control which device. And I that's what I changed
On
on Discord. Yeah. So on Discord I switched the microphone so instead of pulling the audio from the AirPods, it was pulling it from the microphone.
I see. Gotcha. Yeah. The mic actually sounds much better than.
Did it did it
I would definitely use that for sure. And then you could try the setting. There's a setting in Discord that's like isolate voice or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I see that actually. Voice isolation. Only Discord. I'll try to mess with it. But yeah, okay, well, it's good to know that that works because I really wanted to segregate the Discord audio into the AirPods so it didn't create like a feedback loop from streaming Discord.
Yes. That's exactly what I did yesterday. I was trying to like I found this like basically like a virtual mixer called Black Hole, GitHub, and so it like allowed me to create in the background like standing little mixer that just sits on my computer, so I can plug the mic and route it in there, and it Discord recognizes it, which is kind of cool.
Thanks, Kovner. I appreciate it. Kovner just hops on the stream and likes it and leaves a comment like, yo, I'm here to support you, man. That's cool.
Dude, you know, we need to get some AI people, some AI audiences liking all of our stuff.
I wonder how we could do that, actually. It's gotta be a
Well,
thing,
like,
right?
dude, I mean, again, it's like, we'll have to, like, sidebar, but, like, I have a buddy of mine who's, like, a music producer, record label guy, and he will film himself talking about bands that he signs, and then turn himself virtually into, like, I don't know, a 20-year-old girl in her bedroom.
Oh, no way.
And then post all these videos, so it seems like it's like a fan, just like a random person, like, oh, I just found out about this cool band. It's so interesting. Their drummer used to be a composer, and now he's in this band, and, like, you know, and they'll just drop all these random videos.
That's cool.
And it's like, and yeah, and it's like a numbers game. You know, they just do so many of them, and then eventually one of them catches. You know, so I don't know.
That's actually pretty smart. I gotta start creating shorts, but I gotta figure out what's gonna be a more efficient way to do it. Because I'm like,
exactly.
we could be cranking out some shorts, and like those are good, but it's time consuming to do. You know, like, because just getting the chart and the webcam together, like, you can do it in OBS, so you can, you know, download OBS for free and set up a scene, but it's just like recording the content and then after the fact editing it in CapCut. It's not like it's ultra time consuming, but it takes a little bit of time.
It adds up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I gotta try to figure out like a more, I don't know, there's probably some shortcuts that I can figure out from trying to do it. But I was thinking too, what I'm gonna do is take like a piece of the trading income and just put it towards promoting the channel, because you can do that just like straight through YouTube and get viewers.
Yeah.
You know.
That's fair.
So I think it's a worthy investment. You know, it's like a long-term investment. It's gonna take forever to come back around full circle, but it's still worth it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I'm pretty excited about it though. Although I have to admit, it is kind of weird for us to hop on here every day and stream and talk like there's somebody here when there's like one person. You know.
You just gotta do it anyway.
Yeah.
That's exactly how every person has started doing it.
Yeah. It's gonna go through that weird phase.
And actually, we need to be taking it a step further and actually doing the show.
Yeah.
Like, nobody, like, do it properly.
Yeah.
But we're just, I feel like right now it's fine because we're just kind of getting all the technicals. You know, it's more like a dress rehearsal.
Yeah, getting everything kind of ironed out.
But I was thinking, maybe I'll, if I have some time this weekend, we'll see. We have our kid this weekend, so I might not have as much time as I thought. But I'd be happy to put together a couple like sound bites and like little audio cues and things that we could trigger or use or whatever. Do you have a specific kind of music that you like? I'm just kind of curious in general.
No, I'm okay with anything, dude. I literally listen to everything.
Just
like
whatever.
Yeah, like everything from country to EDM, rock, like everything.
I was trying to think of like something a little different. I feel like everyone uses like trap music, and it's like really annoying. But I don't know if there's like a particular kind of music style we want to like hit. But I can kind of mess around with it.
Yeah, no, I'm down to, what the hell is this? Hey everybody, just wanted to check in about the weather coming up. Please keep your windows closed and your shades down. It keeps much cooler. Don't open your windows. Let's not run any lights. Air conditioner. Is there any electricity that we don't need to when we're not home? I have a feeling we could end up having a problem with circuit breakers and overload, etc. Be mindful not using. This is the Airbnb host.
Yeah, I figured.
Like what?
It's just funny because it's like you're doing exactly that. You're using all the electricity.
Yeah. I know. You got like 20 things plugged in down there. This is ridiculous.
Like, nope, we don't. Yeah. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. I don't know if we could turn anything off. Sorry. Dude, it's about to be like 106 here or some friggin' ridiculous thing. So.
Oh, jeez.
You know, everybody's preparing for the apocalypse, the inevitable rolling brownout. Yeah, so it says it's going to be today is going to be 94. Tomorrow is going to be 99. But it feels like, what's the feels like? Some disgusting number. Temperature will feel like, oh, potentially 101. That's not bad. It's at 106 recently.
10:30.
About to go find a tree later to park my car under. Yeah, that car's gonna get baked out there. I probably have something in there that shouldn't be in 106-degree heat too. Something that'll explode, you know.
Yeah.
Every now and then I'll go through my center console and find like one of those rechargeable battery packs, and I'm like, fuck, this has been in here the whole time. I'm lucky my car's not on fire.
Okay, I'm just looking at the 1 hour
Yeah,
right
right.
now. Kind of looking. I still like to like. I know they have like tools that like automatically mark the previous day high and low and stuff. But I kind of like doing it manually because it kind of forces me to like pay attention to it, you know?
Yeah,
If
that makes sense. Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually hear that a lot from different people. You know, with different things that they mark, but they're like, yeah, I do it manually, so that way I'm more
Yeah,
like cognizant of it.
exactly. It just forces you to like kind of make sure you do it.
I was so frustrated during Asia last night, so like it was just
Oh no.
super slow for like a wicked long time. Nothing was happening, and then finally we got like some pretty good movement. Won a couple trades, lost a big trade. That was frustrating. Then won a few. I went to bed like I think I was up like 220 or something, but it could have just been like so much better. I mean, it was good price action in the second half, and I just fucking dropped the ball on one trade and wiped out like half of the P&L I made. But whatever. I mean, all in all, it was a positive thing. They ended in the green, but
Oh,
just
that's
like,
good.
you know, when you sit around for like 3 hours waiting for something
Dude,
to happen, and then it does, and you don't
I
pick up
know.
the take. It's like, come on.
It's so tough, dude. Those after hours ones are just challenging for me. I was like, I had the chart open, and I saw like the little range that it was in, and then I stepped away, you know, to work on stuff, and then came back, and it was like dipping below it with some nice momentum, and then I was trying to like look for like a short entry, but it was kind of leveling out, and then I was like, well, maybe I could just like throw something on, but I did that exact same thing the night before, and it just bit me in the butt. It was literally the exact same trade, and I was
Mm.
like, you know what, I'll just wait. And then I ended up watching this cool there's an amazing TV show, by the way, called The Offer. I've been watching. Have you heard about it?
No, no.
Dude, it is one of the best shows. You'll love it. I don't know if you're like TV shows.
Yeah, no,
It
absolutely.
it
What's it
it's
on?
about it's on Paramount, I think. Yeah, it's on Paramount because and it's the whole thing is like it's a true story about the making of the movie The Godfather. And it is such a roller coaster. Like they were actually dealing this is true. They were actually dealing with the mafia while they were making the Godfather movie.
Oh
Like
wow.
it's crazy. It's insane. You'll love it. It reminded me a lot of, you know, back like in my old studio when we were slinging and making TV shows and stuff. It's just a roller coaster.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now on Google.
Dude, it's so good. So good.
That's
But
sick.
all
I'll have
that
to
to
check this
say
out.
is I started watching that and I came back and my trade would have played out perfectly because it tanked.
Yeah, dude. So I was watching it forever, and it just wasn't doing anything. And I
Yeah,
set some
I know.
alerts, and then I was outside walking around talking to somebody on the phone, and it finally broke through, and I was like, cool. And I caught a couple of like really good trades back to back, and then I don't know, I just got trapped in this one move, and I was like, there's no way. And it happened to me twice actually. The first time I was like, there's no way this freaking downtrend is ending right now. Like I don't believe it.
Because
So I stayed in the trade, and it worked out. And then the second time,
my,
it
my
mopped me.
my whole idea here was to get in around 460 and then have my stop up at like 500
Hmm.
points and then go short and just let it sit all night and that would have played out really nicely.
What time
What's
is
up,
it?
fellas?
Good morning, man.
Morning.
How y'all?
I'm doing good, man. Just half asleep.
Not bad. I know I'm just finishing up my first cup of coffee here.
I think
Once I'm
we might see some continuation on the open. I'm thinking I'm like 50-50. I kind of want to see it rip up and like basically retrace to like Asia Open or Midnight Open. I'm thinking like 467 502 area, but I think we're gonna come
Six,
down lower, man.
seven.
Yeah, right, 6-7.
So stupid.
What are you guys thinking though? Anybody have some thoughts on it?
I
I'm-
I am in a short trade and I'm waiting for my TP at
nice.
233 to hit, and after that, that'll be it for the day.
Nice. All right.
You know, one thing I was thinking about is maybe looking at the 2-minute chart for the first like 30 minutes or so. Might try that out this morning. Just because, I feel like you guys trade pretty actively during that time, and I think if I go to a shorter time frame, I might be able to participate a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the high
And I
time
like the
frame now.
2-minute.
I feel like I don't know, it's just so 50-50. Like sometimes on these days where we've been trending down overnight, then we want to rip up to recorrect, like basically rebalance inventory because we're heavily bearish right now. Like there's bears and there's shorts that would be trapped basically if price went up. So like that makes a lot of sense to me. But when I look at the high time frame, it's just like, are we really going to reject out of this 4 hour fair value gap? I feel like it's more likely for price to continue down. And that would make a lot of sense for it to continue down based off of what's been happening on the 4 hour for like the last 2 weeks.
I think today depends on what the rest of the data comes out.
Yeah, what else do we have for data today? Is there more stuff?
Jobless claims and jobless claims and inflation.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely gonna kick things off. What time is that coming out? It's coming out in what's today? Wednesday?
Yeah, 9:45.
9:45. Oof. Oof. All right, I guess we'll see. It'd be interesting though. I want it to come down. I think it'd be great if it did because we got previous day low like a couple hundred points below us. That'd be so sick if it starts making its way there because like a nice healthy downtrend to make easy. Give me 1 second, you guys.
Yeah, same. I'll be right back.
All right.
So are you still in short here?
Yeah, my stop is at 324.
Nice. 320. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then you're looking for a push down.
Just down in the 233. One more test, retest to 233.
Yeah, I gotcha. So like at the bottom of that little range.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's fair. Market's been real jumpy during this time.
Yeah, it's definitely made some wild moves this morning for sure.
Morning, guys.
Morning, Mark.
Morning, Mark. Oh.
The ADP number was kind of crap this morning, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it
I
came
think
in.
80 Treasury yield. You said what, Mark? Mark, what'd you say, bro?
Yeah, it came in at 98 versus I think they're expecting like 125 or something.
Ooh.
It's tough too because that's the last print before non-farm tomorrow, obviously. So that's a big influence.
Yeah, I see that.
All right, you guys can hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that.
Yep.
I got a solar phone call right at the right in the middle of all this. Yeah, there's
How's my volume relative to everyone else's?
No, it sounds
a
good.
little low.
Is it?
Yeah, on my phone it's low.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can barely hear Barrett.
Oh yeah. Now that I hear both of these guys speak, I'm like, yeah, it is low.
Yeah. I I made some adjustments yesterday, and I didn't have a reference point. One sec. Let me know.
I think that's what it is too. I didn't have a reference point when it was just me and you talking. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it sounds pretty good. But then I hear these guys, and I'm like, oh, wait a sec.
Yeah, one sec. Let me try something. Check. Check. Is that any better?
No, still super quiet.
Not yet.
Super quiet. Okay, one sec.
I think-
Check. Is that any better?
Yeah, that's better.
Check. Right there.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
that's good.
Everyone can hear me all right? And like I said, let me know if it gets... There's a fan running.
No, yeah, you
And
can't
let me
even
know
really.
if it-
You can't really hear the fan.
Good. No, I'm running some effects and things to try and like isolate that noise. But if anything gets distracting, let me know. I can mute it. I won't be offended.
I think I'm gonna sign back into my account right now. It just signed me out, but I think I'm gonna try to take the short to the sweep of the low here.
I knew the algos were about to kick in.
Yeah, that's basically what you're doing, Josh, right? You're looking for that. Are you gonna hit TP right here?
It looks like it.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
Where's your TP at?
233.
233. Yeah, I'm targeting 234. I haven't entered it yet though. I was waiting to see if this looks like it's gonna, cause I'm kind of late in the move, you know. I think this will work out though. I'm just gonna catch like the last $100 if it looks like it's gonna come down here. Yeah, I think it's going to. All right, we're gonna try to take the short. Swing failure pattern. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get this. Trying to curl over, but I don't think I'm going to get this this sweep. I think it's more likely to come up at this point. Come on. Still in the short. It's trying. There we go. TP.
Wow.
Let's
Nice.
go. Good trade.
Thanks, dog.
Where'd you enter in that, man? You were in that a little higher?
I entered that at 340.
340. Let's go, dude. That's a fucking good trade. How much? What was the position?
I started off with 8 contracts. I got stopped out of 2. But I was actually trying to long it before that, man. I was trying to long the 1 hour pullback, and it completely reversed. So once we created the imbalance at the 748 candle, the last time I tried to long it was at 332, and I rode it up to where that big ass volatile candle happened.
Yeah.
And once we spiked below, I closed it. But then I'd already had a trend line lined out, so we'll mark from the 818 candle straight across to, let's call it the 833 candle. So once we got a sweep we had a couple things happen. We had a bearish fair value gap that basically broke below a previous swing low, and that caused a change in state of delivery. But after that, it was a real big sweep on a 834 candle.
Let's
And once
go.
we pushed back below, once we pushed back below 358, I automatically just shorted it because I already had the fair value gap marked out. So once we swept it, I saw the sweep clean.
Dude, that's awesome.
But
That was a
yeah,
good trade.
initially I liked longs. Yeah, initially I liked longs. Like if you were looking at the 1 hour, from yesterday, I tried to long that first pullback into the 618, and it gave a bounce, but I don't think that was a real move. I think this is a real move right now. That's happening. That's playing out.
Let's go,
And
dude.
now it's a matter of we're going to chew through this order block from 105 all the way down into 860. I think if it breaks below 860, it might crumble.
Let me see. We're in an order block on one of the time frames.
Yeah, on the 1 hour.
Okay, yeah. Interesting, man. Yeah, dude, it's trying pretty hard to get its way down there. Looks like it's trying to crank. There's a high volume node that's down below us too, close to previous day low. So the previous New York low is down here at 996, and then there's also a high volume node down there. I feel like it's possible that this is going to want to rip down to that area.
Let me see. Hold on. Take some of this stuff off. I got it everywhere. Hold on.
I mean, I'm gonna keep an eye on this and see if it actually starts dropping, but like 150 is looking like a pretty good target right now too.
I think it's gonna. I'm pretty sure it's gonna trade in this range probably until at least 945. Then I think after that we'll have a idea clear like what direction it wants to go.
Yeah. Dude, it's trying this 150 level. I wish I just entered that trade. I was a little late to the party on that one. We'll wait. We'll see if it pulls back here and then re-engages. But I would expect it to trade down to this high volume node at the minimum because it's like there's two liquidity levels down here and an HVN at like 0.20 and below. We'll see if it does it.
Yeah, I'm kind of experimenting with the 2 minute right now.
I'm looking for it to come back and take this 150 level.
You madman.
Yeah, bro, I think it's gonna try. Come on. Stop folding over. I don't like these bottom wicks we got here.
Did we push it out? Nah, we ain't even fill the gap yet. It should fill this gap at least. Yeah, here it goes. It should come down to at least 142. I'm looking at the 1 hour.
Yeah, right. What the fuck? At this point, I'm going to expect it to just come down and fill this HVN area. So 30,100, big pocket right there, which makes sense. So I would say that's the next target. We're right at the value area low for the 3-day composite volume profile. That's the level it stalled at. I'm going to be looking for a pullback here and then a re-entry short if I can get it. We're going to try it. We're going to try to short it right out of this level. Might get smoked on this move if it pulls up, but Boom. Let's go. Picked up $200. That was a good little trade. Dude, it's still trying. It wants this 30,100 level. I don't think it's going to let this shit go either because there's like 300 contracts sitting at it. So I think a short through 30,100 is pretty solid. It's just how it arrives there. So, like, you know, anybody that's taking that short, I would do a loose stop loss on it. Yeah. I was looking at that. And we got some order blocks down here on the 15-minute coming up and also on the 4-hour, but it looks like order block starting at 053 or 054. And these should produce a reaction, and the weekly VWAPs down there. So I don't know, man. I'm tempted to think we'll come down to previous day low, but I think we're going to come down, hit the order block, bounce, and then maybe continue through. I'm going to reduce my position size here because I want to trade this sweep of 100, but I don't want to get caught in the bing bong. I took the level, actually. I didn't even notice that. It ran away from me. At this point, we got New York Open at 046 and an HVN at 020, so I would expect it's going to come down to those. And then, you know, there's two major liquidity levels right below, so I don't see why we wouldn't go after them. It's a good open. Yeah, I think so too. I'm just wondering, like, where, you know, is it going to reverse at the order block, or is it going to try to cop out before that? This might be it. Rejecting off of the composite value area low, so failed to find acceptance, continuation. Let's see. Yeah, I think you're right, though. I think it's going to drop down until it fulfills enough of these targets or gets what it wants, and then it's going to just pump up. We're not that far from previous day low now. Let me see how far this is. Oh, it's like 174 points. I take that back. It's a little further than I thought. Here we go, testing VWAP pullback. We almost gave back the entire New York move. New York Open was 046. That's close. This is going to come right back down. Big old rejection off of VWAP and value area low on the composite. I think mine is like a small continuation short with a small position. I'm going to stop trading because I got pretty lucky on those last couple trades. Trading, you know, I usually don't trade during the open like this, but those just looked pretty good. But outside of like a continuation short right now, I'm not going to trade just because of the news about the hit. Just trying to find some traction here. Ah, damn. What does that mean exactly? Not going to give forward guidance. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we got some surprises coming in the future. Yep. So I don't know. I'm trying to interpret what this little consolidation at the bottom means. Like if this is a sign that we may flip over and reverse. Looks like it could be. But I don't know. We haven't broken VWAP yet, so I'm still bearish until otherwise.
Absorption MNQ sellers.
It was like price tried to reach lower, but just wouldn't make it. It seems really weird for us to turn around now and not try to go down to the New York Open or this HVN or any of the liquidity sweeps or any of the liquidity levels below us. But
Stop MNQ sell.
and there we go. There's some sellers. Come on, guys. Yeah, so like basically like 0.89, 0.88, something like that. 8.5. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna pull back and then just dump again. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like a weird place to stop going down. Look, this could just be a trap. Yeah, right. I want to take the short through the same. I'm gonna be looking for, I think 0.90. I'm gonna short it once it reclaims VWAP. I feel like this is just a trap for longs right now, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the market's just rolling over. I mean, I did originally think it was going to go up and wipe out all the trap shorts from overnight, so I just, figured it would go down further first. So we're basically like we pulled back almost to the 50% mark of this 5-minute fair value gap. We're looking at the higher time frame, so this could be a rejection from value area low on the 4-hour. But we have news in what, 2 minutes? Yeah. I'm watching that. Yeah, I'm watching that. I want to see the rejection out of that 5-minute. That'd be great. But it sucks. Like, even if it starts dropping, I think I'm going to hold off on entering this trade because of the news. I don't want to get smoked on that. Yeah, it looks like a 5-minute FVG rejection. absorption on the buy side. All right, I guess the news was in line with this trade idea.
Absorption MNQ sellers. Stop MNQ buy. Absorption MNQ sellers.
Longed it.
Longed it.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about the same thing. I was thinking about longing it up to the opening price. 236, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. I don't know. I think it's a good long though. I just hesitated on it. Now it's kind of a late entry. What'd you put your TP at?
I'm putting it at 260.
260.
Yeah, right before we pull back up into that fair value gap that caused that big move down initially. You know what? I think I'm gonna put it at 280, and then I'm gonna start the trail once we get another little pump.
It's weird because it's like I feel like it wants to come up and recorrect, but the market's still kind of bearish. It's hard to say. The long makes more sense to me than another short does from here, though.
We really need to get back up above 250 and then things set up to the long side. If we stay down below here, it gets a little bit ugly on the longer time frame.
Yeah, well, that's why I was looking at like 250, 256 is 255 is value area low. So I was kind of using that as my guidance for an entry on a long, because I was like, all right, outside of that, we're still outside of value, so I don't trust the longs really. This seems kind of like indecision, like the market's not one side is in control very much than the other. Not sure though. Got some pretty good rejection wicks on the 1 hour and 4 hour though. I mean, this looks decent. Alright, 0-250 is looking pretty good. The gold level there. Coming up to value area low. Should be a pretty meaningful decision point. Point of control just moved down, so value shifted lower.
Absorption MNQ sellers.
Took a short, TP hit.
Stop MNQ sellers.
So I took a short off of the swing failure pattern at the top of the range. So swing failure pattern at the point of control, right at New York Open, outside of band 2. I took it to the internal sweep. So that was like $120 or something.
Good shit.
There, I'm gonna map it on my chart. in case anyone's interested. This was the trade right there. I got to start taking more of these trades. I was doing this the other day, but I was taking the trades using my computer so you could actually see the trade run on the stream. But I fucking hate it, dude, if I'm being honest. Like, it feels so clunky and slow. I love using my phone to enter. I want to look at the chart on my computer. I just want to actually enter the trade on my phone because I feel like I can click it faster. Yeah, man, poor Jovan. I was talking to him yesterday, so he was 1 day away from a payout, and he got the pre-payout jitters, and then ended up tilting. He was pissed, man, because that was his funded account. So he's about to take a trip to the Dominican Republic for his dad. His dad wants to buy some properties down there, so he's like sending him down there to help his grandfather get that done. And he was like, I'm going to get this payout before I go on this trip. And you know how it is when you have that pressure where you're like, all right, I need to do this or I should do, you know. And I think it just got to him. But
Yep.
he was kind of bummed out. But he's like, nah, fuck it. Like, he's like, on this trip, I'm not going to, like, try to trade evals or fundeds or anything. He's like, I might paper trade a little bit, but I'm really just going to, like, focus on getting my head right for the next 2 weeks. And he's like, honestly, because they're staying in a resort, he's like, I'm just going to, you know, use the resort as kind of like, all right, this is what my life could be like. You know, I could be traveling to places and staying, you know, like, kind of use it as like a goal. Like,
Yeah.
this is what I could do if I get this
Yeah.
right. And I'm like, that's pretty cool, man. I think that's a good idea, honestly. So hopefully he'll come back in a good headspace and just go right back to it. This looks pretty good for longs, I think. I mean, we're consolidating at the upper VWAP band.
Yeah, I think we're about to get a nice push up.
Yeah. I think if it was going to go down, it would have already broken down, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking at the RSI, and it looks good. RSI looks really good, and then we're also defending the 9 EMA, so those are two good things. I already got my stop past right past break even, anyways. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I like long. As soon as we started, as soon as we I saw we were closing into that 5-minute fair value gap. After that, I was after that it was an easy flip, and then I plotted the fib, and my take profits at the -1 standard deviation. So see what happens.
So we're in a resistance channel right here. We're about to like break out of it. But this is like a previous resistance zone that we've gotten stuck in before. So I want to see it like break above this, and then there's an order block on the 1 minute. I want to trade between this and the order block.
Yeah, there goes this push.
Yep. It's trying to break that range.
Yeah, RSI told me it was getting ready to do that.
Well, you can see it like spike up, you mean?
Nah, the slower moving average is toward the top of the range, and then the faster moving average is pushing off of it. So the higher or lower the slower moving average is, the stronger the trend. So like if you look at the RSI right now, do you have the RSI on your chart?
Yeah.
You see how the slower moving average is slanted up,
Yep.
and we're across the halfway point.
Yeah.
Like you see now we're getting these little nice little pushes.
Yeah,
Like that's how you
okay.
catch these squeezes.
That's interesting. That's good to know, man. I'm still trying to get the hang of it, but I did see So I'm running RSI, and I also have the other one, the RSI divergence, which I'm not going to keep using. I just wanted to turn it on for a little while to see, how it worked and learn about it a little bit. But it did actually map out a buy divergence at the bottom of this whole thing.
I'm out. My take profit hit.
Let's go.
Once you get comfortable with it, once you get comfortable with the
TP hit.
RSI, once you get comfortable with it, you'll see these things like happen in real time. But I felt it last week, man. I actually fucked in my account on Friday trying to force a payout. My cat's sick, man. We got a dog and 2 cats, and one of our cats is sick, and we don't know what's wrong with him. He's been breathing weird, and then he started losing fucking weight. So I was trying to force a fucking payout so I could pay my car note, and then in case it was like $1,000 or something at the vet, and I ended up fucking up my account. Excuse me. So I feel him, but that was my fault, trying to force something that I didn't need to force. Because if I would have just traded how I normally trade, I'd be able to take a payout today.
Yeah.
So
what ended up happening with the cat?
I get it.
Did you guys get him checked out or?
He's going to the vet today.
Oh man, poor cat.
Yeah, he's going to the vet today. So yeah, dog. So animals are family, man.
Yeah, dude, I love my cat. That's like my dude, so I totally get that. Sleeps with me every night.
Like I was telling myself some ridiculous shit, bro. I was like, I got to make $3,000 today, or at least 4. Like, being completely unreasonable.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. So, but it's cool. I'm through this eval now. It's I only needed to make $3,091. I made shit. I'm currently at 53,684.
Let's go. Fuck yeah, man.
And I've only been trading MNQ too, so
I'm fucking excited. So like I put this money in my account, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take these big fat positions, right? I'm gonna take like 10, 20 micro trades, and I got this extra money in there. And then as soon as I went to go trade, I was like, nah, fuck that shit. I don't want to do it. I was like, I pussied out basically. So now I'm like taking.
That's not pushing up being smart.
Yeah. Well, because I'm like, dude, with the amount I got in there, I should be okay to take 10 micros, but I still want to just like build it a little bit more, because I don't know. I just don't. I've never traded with that much on a live before, so I'm like, all right, let me just build a little P&L, and then I'm like, I can trade with 10 micros, and I'll only risk the P&L. You know what I mean? Like if I go below what I came up in profit, then whatever. So I'm almost there now. I'm like another $400 away from just being, because I'm trading 5 micros now. So in another $400 or another $350, I'm going to switch up to 10. And then if I take $1,000 in losses, I'll stop, because basically I've built $1,000 buffer.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm excited to move up to 10 because it's like that's where the real money's at. Like where I can have $3,000 days, $2,000 days. Like trading with 5 micros is good, man. You can still make a ton of money, but I'm just trying to take less trades and make more money.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a
I'm
slow
gonna share this
process.
with you real quick, and then I'm gonna get ready to go to the gym. So take your fib real quick, Chase. If you got a second, take
Yep.
your fib and put it on the bottom of the 935 candle
Well, let me-
to the top of the what candle is this? 941 candle.
All right, so 935, click to 930. What to 941?
Yep, 941 to the top of the 941.
Okay. So 935 to 941. So zero is at 941. I mean, yeah, 941.
Uh huh.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. All right, and I went long on the 947 candle. So the reason I went long was we pulled back into I kind of figured it was going to do that because I've seen it do this to where it'll create the range, basically the dealing range, and it'll start the auction, and we pulled back into the 786, and then we auction higher. Like basically the auction was accepted. So once we closed above the zero, I longed the next candle without even thinking about it. And then it was also a really small imbalance that it created on that. And then look where it traveled to before it gave any resistance. The -1 SD.
Oh shit, that's so crazy, man. Because I was looking at this long as like using the AMT model that I was using. I was watching price come down. It broke through the composite value area low, and then it stalled. Like all these candles right here around 937, 938. Like these tell me that price is trying to reach up, not getting traction, trying to reach down. But to me, it looks like a stall. Like that's how I interpret it. And then when we broke back inside the VWAP band, I'm looking at this like, all right, we broke band 1. That's usually a decision point. We're definitely going back up to VWAP. So I watch it go up to VWAP. A no trade, right about here at that 945 candle where we broke through VWAP itself. Now I know we're going long. Like we pierced VWAP, we printed, we closed on the other side. Says where I started looking for longs, and then I took one little long on the way up, and then I took this long right here. I don't know if you can see my chart, but I have it marked out. But I took the long where we broke out of that little consolidation at the top, and then I'm looking at this like that little consolidation is like we're sitting on top of VWAP band 1. We're not breaking down. The market has an incentive to go higher to take out all of the shorts that are trapped. We want to sweep this liquidity level right here at 315, but we got the order block up above, so I took the long from here to the order block, hit TP, and then it sucks because I almost took the short off of this order block down to the POC, but I was just talking and I was like, fuck it, I just skipped it. But that would have been a good trade too. But I took the we basically looked at it in two completely different ways, but saw the same thing, which is always like the coolest outcome to me.
Yeah, for sure, most definitely.
I really think, so we got the overnight VWAP up here. I think it's going to at least come up to the overnight VWAP, sweep out the liquidity at 315, and then tap the overnight VWAP and then make a decision. Then it'll either continue lower or come up and sweep the highs, but that should be like the next decision point, like 321. It's definitely trying to squeeze up though. Like looking at Bookmap, it wants to come up and sweep out the that swing high to the left here. About to long it through the swing high.
I actually got a trading model, and I call it Model X, but I'm trying. It's like my specific model that to basically like catch huge home runs, but it basically has to do with the other day, for instance, when I had the other day it played out perfect, and I fucking got shook out my bias, but my model played out to a T, and it sucks because it was like, damn, I got shook out of my bias because of one big fucking candle. And then it swept and instantly took a shit. And it's basically catching the sweep, not catching the sweep, but basically being able to see the sweep happen. Once you see the sweep happen, you wait for it to basically create an inversion in the opposite direction. And then after that, you take the next candle after that and you take it to the low, either to the lows or the highs. And it works out really good. But I've been back testing and everything. I didn't use it today, not for this, because I would have did it if we swept. If we swept the lows around, what is this, 3090, but we didn't really get a sweep right there. So it kind of made it difficult to see. And then also when they were creating this auction, they didn't make any. There was no PD arrays. There was no PD arrays until it didn't create any PD arrays. It created that one little imbalance and then pushed up. But I knew to mark that low to that high because I've seen this happen so many times. And I like before I'd be confused, like how the fuck did I not catch the reversal, or how, like, what did I miss that I wasn't able to catch that? And what's happening is, like I said, when they create some of these dealing ranges, like a lot of the times when they create these fair value gaps, a lot of them are really obvious fair value gaps. But then there's times where it's like, okay, well, how do we trap a bunch of traders, without basically alerting them that this is what's getting ready to happen? And what you do is you create the dealing range, and the algorithms are already programmed. You create the range, but then you don't build any PD arrays in that. So then everybody's thinking that, okay, this is, it's going to take a shit, but that range has already been created. So then all you need to validate that range being created is to push through like today I used the 3 and the 5 minute fair value gap. Once we push through that, I felt like it was safe for longs.
Hell yeah.
There's just a lot of little shit that I'm learning from back testing and seeing this shit happen multiple times in real life.
Yeah, I just took that long through the internal range sweep through 315. Hit TP on that.
Good shit.
I took a little scalp long.
That was
Like 20, 30 points.
Yeah, that's what I got too. I think like 22 points or something on that. But yeah, it's interesting because like the more you look at the charts, it's weird too because I do this thing and I do it in life too, right? I always make this analogy, like in life, I always do this thing where like right now I feel like I understand life and I have everything on lock and like I just know what I'm doing, right? And then 5 years from now, I will look back at who I am today, and I'll be like, oh man, I didn't know shit, bro, because you're always learning stuff, right? And I've done that my whole life. Like, I think when I was like Jovan's age, I was like, bro, I got it all figured out. Nobody can tell me nothing. I have it all figured out. You know, and then you fast forward, I turned like 25, and I was like, bro, I didn't know anything. I was a little ass kid. You know, I turned 30, I look back at 25, I didn't know anything. And the same thing kind of happens with me in trading, where it's like, man, I feel like I have such a good grip on trading, and I've just seen it all, and I know everything. But then like a couple more months goes by, and I look back, and I'm like, wow, man, I learned a lot more shit, you know? And I think that's going to just keep happening, where it's like, the longer you look at the charts, the more you just see these patterns, and you get like, you know, you get to that point where you got the pulse, you know, you can feel the pulse of the market, and you're like, this is probably what's going to happen next. And I think that's where you really become a good trader, you know?
There was like some old analogy where it's like, when you're trying to become a master at something, you start out in the beginning and you're like, oh, I don't know anything, and then in the middle journey you're like an intermediate and you're like, oh, I know everything, and then finally you become a master and you're like, well, I don't know anything.
Right. Yeah, I know nothing. That's so funny. It's true though, and
right.
You know, one of the things that I think is lost upon people when they first start trading is like when you go on like YouTube and you see people talk about trading, you know, if you just follow a strategy 100% mechanically, you're probably going to lose money in the market, because there's no strategy in the world where you can just say, okay, when 1 + 2, you know, happens, we're definitely going to get 3. Like that discretion, that ability.
There has to be a little.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I think you got it. The nuance is important.
Yeah, like being able to tell, like, you know, okay, well, even though 1 + 2 usually equals 3 with this strategy, it has a higher chance of playing out in this market because I understand what the market's objective is right now, or, you know, I've seen this movement
You're exactly
before.
right.
But yeah, that's the thing where
Exactly.
when I see like these videos and it's like, oh, you know, you're gonna wait for a 15-minute fair value gap and then a pullback into it, and then you're gonna enter, and it's like, that's pretty good advice, but you still need to have that context of the market and be able to really read the room.
Yep. And that's exactly the first video that I want to make.
Yeah, I feel like that's very useful, and I think that's kind of like what you're talking about,
Right.
Josh. Is like you've just seen so much of this. You've seen this move before. Like you recognize it when it's happening. You know.
I missed it almost every fucking time. I've almost missed that shit. And then, like I said, it happened to the point where it got frustrating because it's like, dog, how the fuck does this keep reversing? And like, I'm not seeing it. There's no fair value gap. There's no X, Y, and Z. So it's like, I came up with the only thing that made sense. It was like, you know what? If I wanted to sneak a bunch of buy orders in without everybody noticing, and you know, how would I do that? Hide the dealing range.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think that, you know, like everybody knows the market's being manipulated by algos and shit, but to the level that I don't know. I guess it's just like something people don't really consider is like how much manipulation is there. But pretty much all of the moves that are happening on NQ or ES are just giant institutions trying to figure out how can we get all of our orders in there so that people don't see. You know what I mean? It's all max liquidity grabbing, liquidity hunting.
I read something. That was like, when institutions want to buy, they'll run sell stops. When they want to sell, they'll run buy stops.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense because, you know what I mean, it converts to the opposing order. And you see that a lot too, like,
Yeah.
where, you know, like, because imagine this is something that I really struggled to grasp at first, but ChatGPT would kind of like be pushing it on me, and then after a while I kind of got the concept. But like, you know, if you're an institution and you want to sell, sometimes it makes sense to buy first and push price up and take out stop losses.
Yeah.
And it's like they can afford to do it, bro. Like if they need to move price up 100 points so that they can fill 10,000 contracts for a sell, they can do it because it's like they buy in, price goes up, right? So they buy 1,000 contracts and price goes up. They buy another 1,000 contracts, and the first 1,000 contracts are now in profit. The second 1,000 contracts are, you know, break even. They're not losing anything by forcing price in a direction, even if it's the opposite direction of their end objective. And then it's like, okay, cool, they went up, they got all the liquidity, and sometimes they don't even close those positions. They just leave the positions open, let them go negative while they enter their sell positions, and then later on when price comes back through that level, then they close out the buys later. But it's like they can afford to be in a buy that's losing for a period of time just to be able to enter their sells, which is something that like retail traders can't really wrap their head around because we can't do that. You know, you can't be in a buy and let it go negative.
I think the thing with retail, right, is Like for instance, a lot of people missed out on that move that just happened this morning, right? Because like I said, the fucking range is hidden, right? So think about it like this: what if they fucking, well, right now, first off, a lot of people got scrambled. A lot of people got caught trying to, short that, thinking that it was going to shit all day because there were so many different confluences. We know we were trading in a 1 hour fair value gap. We filled the gap. It closed below the gap. Then it immediately, well, it didn't close below the gap. It pushed out of the gap. But then it's like, then people didn't know where to get. A lot of people didn't know where to get long, and it kind of sucks, man. Because it's like, if you think like a retail trader, you're gonna lose 90% of the time. Literally, you're gonna take a lot of shits because there's no like, if like I said today they made that shit really tricky.
Yeah, dude, exactly, and I think
long,
like it's easy to,
and I liked it for long.
Yeah, dude, it's easy for people to get caught up in like the like the here and now, right? Just like what price is going to do for the next 20 points and then miss the bigger picture and then get steamrolled too, especially in retail. Like right here, though, I'm looking at, I'll be curious to see if price continues down from this point because we rejected off of the overnight VWAP swing failure pattern at band 2. So like this move down for the last 20, 30 points was pretty predictable for me. But what happens after that, I'll be curious to see. Like, does this actually melt back down and continue lower, or do we climb from here and take out the highs?
I started following the dude on Instagram. I send you his page, but he shares his strategy and he shows him doing it on YouTube. This motherfucker's like 26 years old. I think 23 or 20. He's between 23 and 26, but he's taken over 1.5 million in payout. He's funded across 45 different accounts. He basically explains how to rinse prop firms, and he shares his strategy. Like there's no gatekeeping. He shows you him doing it, back testing. He shows you in a live market. And what he does is he said he only trades continuation and reversion. That's it. He said he doesn't trade anything else.
Wow.
He said that's the only thing he trades is continuation and reversion. Yep. And I watched him do it multiple times. So I'm like, you know what? While I'm out today at the gym, I'm gonna watch a lot of his content and stuff. Cause I'm gonna be honest,
bro.
What was his name? Hold on. I don't know his name by heart. I'll send it to you when I come across it again on
okay. On
Instagram.
Because I'm always interested in reversion traders.
And I'm gonna send you this other dude too. His name is, hold on. This guy's name is Medical Cannabis, but he's a trader too, and this motherfucker hates it. The dude Socrates is a trader. He hates him, bro.
Yeah. Socrates is a tool.
When you say continuation, it might be something slightly different, but continuations are my most profitable trades. That's kind of my bread and butter.
Okay.
And then I trade basically little range scalps, so it's kind of similar. Kind of similar. Yep. But that's what made me profitable, was like when I just cut all the noise and I spent a month only trading continuation, like, and nothing else. And it was that makes sense to me. Those numbers add up.
How would you trade continuation, though? Because I know continuation can be like an umbrella term for a lot of different entry styles.
Yeah. So I call it continuation. It's basically just looking for short bursts of momentum using price action.
Yeah. So like you can see like green candle, green candle. Like like price is clearly going up.
It's a little more nuanced than that, but essentially I'm looking for, for context first, like we were talking about, like market structure has to align with the continuation setup. And then there's like certain price action points that I'm looking for that I know that have a higher probability of following through.
It's funny because, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and that was basically it.
Because like the whole continuation reversion model, like I've reverted back to this sometimes in back testing, where I'll go and I'll look and I'll say like, all right, if you think about it, like there's only two things that are going to happen in the market on any given day. It doesn't matter what the price action is. We're either coming back to VWAP or we're not, and that's it. You know what I mean? Either we're in a very strong trend and we're not pulling back to that bitch, or we are. So it's like when I go through back testing, if I watch price move off the VWAP line far, right? Like I'm talking at least 100 points. If I enter in a position back to VWAP, then most of the time that trade's going to hit. You're going to win like 75, maybe 80% of the time. And then if you can get good at differentiating which days are a trend and which days are not, like which days have a trend that's likely to continue and which days have a trend that's likely to fail at some point and pull back. Or in some healthy trends, we pull back to VWAP anyways. So like in backtesting, I'd wait for price to get like 100 points off the VWAP line, and to say it's like a long day, we're bullish. I would short it, and what happens is the short takes so long to play out because that might not be the top of the move, right? I might not have top ticked it. That VWAP starts moving up, but because the distance between my entry and my TP is so far, I can move my TP up with VWAP, and most of the time it'll come back and at least bring me back into the green, even if the trade goes against me. So I started using ADX, and I was like, all right, well, what if I look at ADX and I say, if we have an ADX over 35, I trade continuation. If we have an ADX that's over 35 but falling back towards it or falls back under 35, then I trade reversion. And then that seems to work out pretty good too. So I'm still in the process of testing it. I only recently started to kind of like move back towards that idea. But I'm like, I think I could build a pretty functional strategy that has like a high RR off of just reversion and continuation, and just kind of forget all the other technicals and bullshit and just keep it simple like that. And I think that's what some of these guys are doing.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. And the market's either, like trending hot, soft or hard trend, or it's like channeling like back and forth, up or down directionally, or it's just going sideways. It's only doing really those three things. And so if you can have some tools to take advantage of whatever structure that is, then, in theory, you should be able to trade whatever market condition you have.
Yeah, because if you look at the stats, right, so like sideways is the best for reversion because you're 100% coming back to VWAP if the market's moving sideways. It's only going to stay away from VWAP if we're in like an aggressive trend. And then, but if you look at it, it's like, I forget the exact number. I could pull it up off of ChatGPT, but it's like 75 or 80% chance that price comes back to the point of control. And then there's also like a 75 or 80% chance that it comes back to the previous day's point of control. So like you could just use the point of control as a target and say, okay, whenever price moves far away from it, but the point of control doesn't move, like basically we don't form a new point of control from trading away from it so long. You have a really high probability that it's going to come back to that point. So then you can do the same thing with VWAP too. And if they're together, like if the POC and VWAP are close, that's where you get the most reversion potential. So, I mean, I think it's possible to build like a 6-to-1 or like a 5-to-1 trading strategy just based off of like, okay, well, either we're in an aggressive trend and I'm going to follow the trend for continuation, or we're in a soft trend that's likely to fail and I'm going to return back to POC or VWAP. And then, it's like you'd have a pretty decent win rate and you'd have very asymmetric risk to reward. That might be a pretty effective way to just keep it simple and trade and be very profitable. But I'm kind of going through the motions, backtesting that to see like, okay, well, what tweaks could I put on this to make it, just make it perform a little bit better. But yeah, it's always interesting to me when I see people like who Josh is talking about, where it's just like continuation or reversion, and these guys are uber profitable, and then here I am, I'm profitable, but I'm looking at 10,000 technical factors to make that happen, and it's like, do I even really need all this shit? Could I just say price is fucking going up?
I saw a great. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Josh. No, go for it.
All I was gonna say was another thing also that I think is helping me right now. I removed everything off my chart. Even my the only thing I have is my RSI, my MACD, my MACD, and I even got rid of the EMA until I entered the trade. Like I don't have VWAP on there, so I don't have anything that's like if I see something, I don't have anything that's conflicting what I feel like I see.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I think for me that helps a lot because I know a bunch of ways to trade, but I hit my best trades when I trade what I see, and not base it off of technical indicators and stuff like that, man. Just, seeing how price reacts to certain areas and stuff like that. But it's definitely, like I said, I don't think I've had anything on my chart the whole week. Like I got rid of everything that I had is just off of there. Like I said, the only thing I have on there when I have something now is just the 9 EMA, and that's just so I can trail.
Yeah, I'm gonna start running some tests this week because I wanted to make so like I want to teach people how to trade using the AMT model that I use, but it's complicated, right? And everybody that sees it's like, oh my god, what the fuck is all that, So I was like, all right, well, a better way to do this would be like I use probably 8 indicators on a daily basis. So I'm gonna go through each one and I'm gonna turn off like 7 of them, and I'll just take one indicator, like just the volume profile, and I'll be like, all right, here's a video on how you use volume profile to trade only. And it's interesting because when I started to do this the other day, I was like, damn, if I use like just the volume profile or it's just VWAP, I can still place pretty fucking good trades. So it just goes to show you that like most of that shit doesn't really matter. Like you could do it with just bare minimum as long as you're good at reading the market. And I think that's pretty much what you're saying now is like, you're able to turn everything off and just read the market for what it is, and you're placing good trades off of that, Just because you got the experience to say like, all right, this is what's going to happen. You can tell.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I can get better at it. That's what I'm headed towards, bro. Because I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I really, and like I can see it. Like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like I see myself having $5,000-$10,000 days, $20,000 months. Like I see that in my future real soon, dude. Like very soon.
Yeah.
As long as the biggest thing is risk management. Not letting the bad trade turn into a full tilt day because I feel like I shouldn't have lost that trade. Sometimes I just gotta take it on the chin, because it's really hard, man. At times when you're a really good trader and then trades go like a trade doesn't work out and it's like, okay, well I win most of my trades, but then it's like at the same time I tell myself, like who are you to think that you can't lose a trade? You know what I mean? There's people that have been doing this for fucking 5 and 10 years and they haven't even taken any payouts yet. They haven't been able to pay themselves and this and that. So a lot of it has to do with not necessarily being humble, but being humble, being humble and knowing how to roll with the losses. And then, on the days that I win, like on the days that I have those massive winners and shit like that, just don't trade the next day. Take the day off.
Yeah. And it takes a lot to get to that point where you're like, because, everybody gets that fallacy where you start winning and you think, man, if I just won today, then why wouldn't I trade tomorrow, right? Like I'm just gonna win tomorrow too. But it's like it takes like a certain level of experience and discipline to get to that point where you're like, all right, I won. I don't got to keep trading. If I keep trading, that's how I'm probably gonna lose. Like let me quit while I'm ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody knows that adage,
Well, shit,
like
man,
quit while you're ahead, but nobody does it.
I'm getting ready to step off to the gym, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. I only need one more trading day, so I probably only trade one contract tomorrow, sometime after 9:45.
Let's go.
I really don't even want to trade because it's a data day, but I want my pro account back by Friday.
Oh yeah.
Because I think Friday's probably going to be. There's so much data tomorrow that I think Friday's going to be. We should get a good setup Friday, as long as it's not OPEX and options expiring and like all the options expiring and stuff like that. We should get a good setup.
Yeah.
We got a lot of data tomorrow.
I think
both
is it Friday a holiday?
Friday's a holiday session.
Yeah. 4th of
It's
July.
the 3rd.
Oh well, shit. We'll be back at it Monday.
Yep.
Monday, man.
So yeah, I'll trade one con tomorrow, but I'll get on with you guys tomorrow morning, man.
All right, man. Well, I hope you have a good day. It was good trading with you.
Nice job.
I appreciate that, bro. And thanks, bro. I appreciate that. And I'll keep you updated about the cat too.
Oh yeah. I was just gonna say that, bro. I was curious. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated. I'll write you when I get back home.
Yeah, and if you find that that dude, like if you end up finding the videos, if you could shoot him over, that'd be great. I was gonna check it out.
Oh yeah. I won't forget. I'll make sure I send that shit.
Word. Thank you, Josh.
I'll send you his YouTube page. Yeah, of course. And y'all have a great day, man.
Yeah, you too, man. Have a great day.
See you, man.
See you, Josh.
Later, bro.
Just waiting for this little consolidation at the top here to break. I feel like obviously.
I just updated my chart.
Are you sharing it right now?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me go to Discord. Oh, you are.
So you can kind of see what I'm looking at.
Hang tight. I'm gonna switch this to the stream. Hold on a second. Let me just open it. Open. Go to this.
Yeah, I think that makes a ton of sense, especially being the level that we're at. Again, how it interplays with the longer time frames and everything else.
Yeah. So basically, it's like there's not too much to do because these are just single bars going up and down and up and down. So I'd be looking for like a bar to close outside the range and then a follow through.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to see if that push down was sort of a look below and fail, and we head higher, or is it setting up for a better push lower?
Right. And especially too, if you look to the left, it's like this range was already kind of established in pre-market.
Yep.
And it's right at that 300 level.
Hey guys, I'm gonna hop. Been kind of a rough week for me, to be perfectly honest. I feel like I'm developing some bad habits, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a step back, and I don't know if I'll trade it all tomorrow. But I think I'm gonna work on it over the weekend and be ready next week.
Anything we can help with, or?
No, I just I.
Draw 3 spot 7 7. Draw 3 spot 7
Hold on
7
one second.
5.
Expect to draw 2 spot 262 million. Gasoline inventories a draw of 2 spot 333 million. That's a draw of 2 spot 333 million. Lower than the expected draw of 0 spot 861 million. Distillate inventories a build of 2 spot 48.
Sorry, the joy of having financial juice on is they always say something when you want to talk.
Oh, seriously.
No. I think it's. I've become really sloppy in executions, and I've got to crisp up again, what my rules are, and I've gone back and looked at stuff, and I'm chasing things, and I'm getting out of things too soon, and I'm staying in things too long, and I don't know. I feel a little discombobulated by it all.
Yeah.
Technical term.
Yeah. Which I can understand. I've definitely gone through some phases like that too, man.
Yeah. It's also, I mean, the market's just been tough the past, like, probably 2 weeks or so. I've noticed, even for myself, it's like, we've had, like, volatility has been good, but price action has been just a little more challenging in general.
Yeah.
And I know what part of it too is I was trying to, because I went for a pretty good streak there where, it was pretty consistent. Just trading single lots, and my goal is to size up just a little bit, kind of based on if I look at what my drawdowns are and whatnot. I think there's sort of a natural level that I should be trading at, if that makes any sense. So I tried to kind of scale that up to kind of get used to what that felt like.
Yep.
And that, of course, messes with your psychology, and as much as I try to hide all the numbers, I still do math fast.
I get that.
So
I get that.
So I think that's part of it as well. So it's just taking a step back, resetting a little bit, and I'll get back to it.
Yeah, well, good for you for, being able to identify, like, hey, let me take a step back and try to recalibrate a little bit here. And, it's one of those things where it's like I definitely have had some tough weeks here and there too, where I'm like, I think it does make sense to just step back, take a minute, recollect myself, readjust, and usually it does work. Like, you take a day or two and kind of contemplate everything. When you come back, it's like a whole new experience. So anyways, I hope you're able to, get everything sorted out over the next couple of days.
Yeah, feel free to reach out anytime.
No, I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Well, it was good trading with you today, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be on. Whether or not I actually hit the button or anything and take a trade is yet to be seen, but I'll definitely be on for at least a little bit.
Okay, awesome.
Great.
Well, we'll talk to you then, man. Have a great day.
Talk to you guys. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, so Barry, I took a couple shorts there. New York Open was
Nice.
236, so I took 2 small grabs on the way down there.
Nice. Yeah, I'm watching this candle close. This range hasn't lasted for very long, which is a good thing. And so, there's an argument to be made for taking this short, depending on how this closes. There's still another minute left.
Yeah, I'm looking at shorts too. So I'm watching 222 is VWAP. So I want to see a print and close on the other side of that to make sure that this isn't a pullback to VWAP and a trend and then a bounce. So if we
Right.
start printing and closing, then I'm going to be looking for more shorts here. But I do hope that the shorts are in play and that this comes down, because we got previous day low below us. Now we have the newly formed New York low. Like, I feel like those are such great targets. There is a pretty strong order block that formed on this up move, so we have that to contend with. But that's not going to start until
Yeah,
like
I'm
month
curious
eight.
about this.
Yeah, to see if it's going to melt down that way.
Or melt up.
Oh, hold on, let me look again. I think I looked at that incorrectly. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to see too, because I want to see if it bounces right here off of VWAP up. But this is good because it's a good decision point right here. If it's going to go up, it should go up from this point.
Yeah, and I'm also looking at, like, see the bottom of wick 6?
Yep.
So, like, if we can close below that, that would give me more confidence.
I think Josh just sent me the Instagram thing for that guy. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, 217. I want us to push past below 217.
Stop MNQ sell. Stop
There we go.
MNQ sell.
There you go.
This does indeed look like it wants to melt down.
Yeah.
Where are we heading though? That's the question. So we got the 3-day volume profile, composite volume profile, value area low at 20375. So, sometimes we just poke through VWAP and then reject, but this looks like we came down the VWAP, pulled up, bounced off the bottom of the New York Open, and then dropped again. So I don't think this is just a punch through VWAP. I think that this is a continuation lower. That would be the more likely
so
target for me.
then, the other thing I'd be looking at is this right here. Oops. I wonder if I can. So this level right here, there's going to be a bunch of stops.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so that's basically where the order block is.
Right. So then what I'd be looking for is like a trade to about there.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, so I'm looking at...
But this has to show me that it wants to go there. See?
Yeah, this is a VWAP bounce, it looks like.
There's an 80% chance of this.
Yeah. The upset. This looks like a continuation bounce.
This is why I don't take 13s.
Stop MNQ buy.
Alright, so I'm long to the band right here. Small position size though, 1 micro. But I do think that this is going to try to continue higher now. But hard to say. I mean, this could be a bounce and rejection and continuation down, but that's why I'm only in with 1 contract. Just give it a little bit of space to breathe. It's like a $50
I think
trade if
the
it is.
close of this candle is going to tell us a lot.
Yeah. This looks pretty good though. Looks like it is trying to climb. Yeah, we got some good looking liquidity up above us here too. We'll pull back for the FVG. Little FVGZ pullback.
Oops.
Rejection wick and a squeeze. Squeeze up into this liquidity. Come on, NQ. Bunch of quitters these buyers are. Yeah, I'm not seeing follow through.
It's like one trade I've been experimenting with. I think if this range was a little more developed, I might put a buy order like basically at the top of this wick.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
After this closes, you know, so it'd be basically just be betting on staying in this range for like more of a scalp.
Price keeps trying to come up and take this upper liquidity, but there's just like no momentum right here.
Not yet.
Alright, I closed that out plus 10 in profit. I'm gonna hold off on this trade. It was a little one micro piece, but I do think it's gonna come up to the VWAP band. It's just I don't like this hesitation right here. I really just
Well, it closed right at the 20 EMA.
Oh yeah, interesting. It's tough to tell with these because there's not like a lot. I mean, CVD looks great, I guess. You know, like this looks pretty. There's just not a lot of follow through on this move.
Well, there could be an argument for like something kind of like that.
Yeah.
But it's like nice and it's kind of wide and it's not very clean. I'm still just looking at this.
Yeah, I'm looking at, it's hard to say. I need to see how this candle develops, but it looks like this might just be a bounce on the way down. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. That's why I got out of that trade. I took it, like, I took a little bit of profit off of it, but I inevitably closed it because I wasn't seeing, like, that. Like, I would have expected there to be a lot more momentum after that bounce. So the lack of follow-through made me apprehensive about whether or not that would continue. So I'm going to be looking for shorts down to the lower VWAP band, but I want to see us print and close below VWAP substantially. And then I will engage a short. So this could be another VWAP bounce right here. A little rejection wick, a little baby one. Here we go. It's going to sweep the internal range in a second. I'm going to short through the internal range. Let's see if it has what it takes to get there.
I still have like 3 more minutes on this candle.
Okay, I took profit on that. I'm looking at 30,200. A lot of liquidity sitting at that level.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to try to
That's
short
exactly
through
where
it.
I just drew. That's where I just drew my line.
A little pullback here. Yeah, I mean, I would expect since we're in the neighborhood that price will come and take it out. I'm going to try another stab at a short through that level. See if it can get the squeeze. They're trying. Sellers are pressing it down. Oh, got a little bounce. A little bit of buyer stepping in here. Do they have what it takes to take out this liquidity? Nah, it's so weird, dude. Buyers just keep stepping right back into this move. It's like it wants to go down and sweep out that 200 level, but it just can't get the traction. It's not really good momentum in either direction. Like it's just lingering around in the middle.
That's what I mean. It's like it's so weird. It's like the ATR is 60. That's freaking great. But the price action's just like kind of slow and sluggish and.
There they're trying. Every time they get down there, there's like a couple of contract levels, like stupid things that are preventing price from moving lower. I think the buyers are going to end up stepping back in and pushing this higher, yeah. Weird, man. I would have really expected it to go for that 200 level. I'm surprised to see it pulling back. Let's see if it gets it this time. And we're getting some good rejection wicks, like sellers are stuffing it on down. It's just not making it to the finish line. Come on.
It's a little momentum.
There we go. There we go. That's the ticket. I feel like someone's grandpa. That's the ticket. When I hit TP, I'm going to start saying winner, winner, chicken dinner.
There you go.
Stop MNQ sell.
Let's go. We're looking at the short to the VWAP band, 166.
Stop MNQ.
Let's go. Let's go, man. Just like these aren't huge trades. I took some big ones with 5 micros early in the session. Now these are smaller ones, but I'm up 750 on the day so far, and it's like, you know, I'm doing 30 bucks here, 40 bucks there, but these are nice, comfortable, easy trades. You know, like I'm not sitting here sweating them.
MNQ buyer.
This looks pretty good, man. I think we're going to come down and try to sweep out New York low. We got this order block, though, that formed this whole move up, so I'm really apprehensive about it being a clean move through that. I doubt it will be. But this is looking better and better
I'm on
for
a
that
2
sweep.
minute right now. Let's see.
Are you in a position? Is that what that is? No.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, because I'm looking like, so 137 is the edge of this order block, and the middle of it's 111. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through this order block clean, because it's an order block that formed the whole freaking move. So I'm tempted to short this because I do think that we're going to sweep. It's just like, you know, it's possible it hits this order block and pulls way back up, you know. There's a lot of sellers, though. They're cranking.
Keep going.
The market stayed bearish all day, though. Even during that pullback, like, I mean, even during that like move up that we had, it's largely stayed bearish. CVD never went positive. Like, I think no matter what happens in the short term with these ups and downs in this order block, like we're gonna break out the bottom of this range. I doubt that it will go very much higher than it already has.
Absorption MNQ sellers.
Yeah, sellers are punching it, man. Punching it. A little battle here.
Yeah, let's see. I'm looking for definitely looking for another leg down.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking for another leg down too. I think I might short it to the edge of the order block. Just waiting to see if we overcome the view up bend, because we might get a little bit more of a pullback here than we have already, but overall I'd expect the market to continue lower regardless of the short term.
Yeah. I have my stop up at like 240.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm streaming your chart right now.
Oh yeah.
I
I'm gonna
gotta-
give it a shot.
I gotta
I'm just on an
test this.
eval right now.
Yeah, you know what I found is what I got to start doing is in the beginning of the day before the live stream kicks off, I got to have you or somebody else share their screen, and then I can adjust the frame on OBS, so it cuts out all the bullshit and it just shows the screen. Because once the stream
sure.
started, it's a little bit different every time, like the placement on the screen. I could get it pretty close, but
I gotcha.
so I'll have to start doing that in the morning, where it's like, all right, let me set the scene on OBS before I click stream. Come on, sellers. Let's get things moving.
Stock MNQ value.
Just a little VWAP pullback because of the order block. So VWAP is 219, New York Open is 236. You should see a rejection off of one of these levels. And VWAP rejection. I'm gonna try to run the DOM. I started looking at it the other day, just out of curiosity. It's not something I'm gonna trade with on a regular basis because it's too much, but just a point of interest. Trading data.
Windows security. Boo.
Right. What security?
Mm-hmm.
Windows acting like it has security. Cute.
Right.
So I was trying to figure out, like, how do people trade looking at the DOM, right? Because it just goes lightning fast. But I guess, like, the most basic... Yeah, like, I guess, like, the most basic use of it would be to look for large clusters of resting contracts. So similar to what I'm doing on Bookmap, but you're just looking at it in a different visual format.
Yeah, I would look up. I know it's like a little bit more applicable for stocks, very particularly like low float stocks. And there's like a couple ways to like read they call it reading the tape. If you like Google reading the tape, there's like instructional things. But there's like certain things to look for. I never like quite went down that rabbit hole, but I know guys will use it to, if they're like trying to trade a breakout or something like that, you can kind of see it like hitting a wall and then releasing, kind of a thing.
Yep. Yeah, and that's
okay.
So I mean I pretty much already read the tape with well, I do read the tape with Bookmap because that's essentially what it is like a tape. So it's showing me the same information but in a different visual format than the DOM would be, which is really valuable because reading the DOM is difficult. You know, it's not the most effective way to do it, and you can only really see localized information. You know, you can't see like a huge, like with the way Bookmap has it formatted, I can scroll around all the different levels and look and see like what's way above me 100 points. You can't really do that on the DOM very easily. It's moving too quick. So it's a cool way to, like, Bookmap's definitely a more efficient way to visualize it, but I was just looking to play with it and kind of learn a little bit because I think it's interesting that people can trade with it. They seem to have really good results for micro scalping. Like, you know, they're basically looking at the DOM and they're seeing like, all right, there's a 200 contract order, 5 points above, price is likely to go up there and try to fill that. And then they get in for 5 points and right back out. And I'm like, that fascinates me that people can do it that fast. So it looks like we came right up to New York Open specifically and stopped. Came back up to VWAP, came up to New York Open, little small consolidation here. It's interesting how
Yeah.
price will respect these levels like perfectly, you know, like it's literally to the T. Yeah, I'm looking at this to be still bearish. I think that was the pullback from the order block. It didn't produce as strong of a move as I originally thought it might. So it did stop at the levels I was predicting it would, but it just seemed like it was going to create more of an aggressive move to those levels, and it didn't. So I'm still looking at this as pretty bearish.
Yeah. This is just, I don't know.
Yeah, it seems to be creeping.
I mean, you could also just look at it like, we're kind of in just like this day range,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So if we keep falling right here, then I'm going to be looking to short to the VWAP band because that's going to be the next likely stopping point. So like in my experience, we'll travel between points of interest on the chart, and some of these points of interest, like the band, are always going to be the next target, or they're very, very likely to be the next target. So like this should fall at least until that point. So I'm going to be looking to take a short through like 166, 165. I'm going to let it go a little bit further though, just to confirm the move. Actually, let me try to go. We're going to enter into a small short. Looking for a continuation down. Of course, it's got a big rejection wick and found some buyers there as soon as I fucking entered. So why not, right? Should get a continuation though. Let's see. Come on, sellers. Step on in this move. Trying to squeeze on down.
Yeah.
Right as I got in, it stalled. Now it's going to try to go up and fill those fair value gaps. There's a buy level right here being reloaded. Where does I enter the position, you son of a bitch? Come on. TP. All right. All right. Next, I'm going to be looking for it to break VWAP band 1 and continue down to the order block. So I'm looking for a break and hold of 161 for continuation down to 137. Just go 20 points, 21 points. Get it. I think if we sweep out New York low though, I don't know. I mean, we're starting to build like a balanced range, and VWAP's not really slanted. But like these lower liquidity targets, like previous day low below us, that should be a pretty big magnet, man. And then, like I said, there's the weekly VWAP, a high volume node, and the previous day New York low are all down here. Like these are all great targets for price to want to come down to.
Yeah, I'm down to take another swing at a short here.
So the order block starts at 137, so I'm looking at that as a potential rejection point. I think it's going to give us another bounce too, because that was a good order block. I'm going to short through to the edge of the order block. Price is trying to squeeze. Oh, heavy absorption right there though. It's almost like the order block triggered early. real aggressive buyers right there. So weird.
Yeah, it's like it's this 16 wick.
Wow. Yeah, I would have expected that move to continue. Really surprised to see that it did not. I'm closing that up. That was such an aggressive bounce right there, dude, that I don't know if I believe in the shorts anymore.
Yeah, I'm almost kind of thinking about it like this now. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
Not like maybe it makes sense to do something like that. So like this would have been the long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop it low a day.
This is looking more and more like longs to me at this point. We'll see what happens at VWAP, but I think we're looking good for longs. That was weird. It was looking real heavy, CVDs like all bearish, but that was aggressive buying at that level, and it wasn't even at the order block itself. So somebody big was down there trying to get their buys filled.
See, I just don't want to go long here because we're like right in the middle of the range.
Yeah. I was saying.
I'd rather go long down here somewhere.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it come back down from here too for a little bit.
Absorption MNQ buyers.
My sneeze button worked.
That's awesome. I kind of want to see this sweep the internal range to 234, like up long.
Absorption MNQ sellers.
There we go. Internal range sweep.
Stop MNQ.
Yeah, look at that. Just see if
Yeah.
that's a sweep and then it's going to continue lower, or if this is just going to be bullish now. That's interesting.
Yeah, this was the trade right there.
Hmm. Now we just formed a new bullish order block too on the 1 minute. So interesting. We take a stab at a long here to the band. Let's see price try to squeeze it up if it can. No. Oh, yeah, it's trying.
Stop MNQ buy.
There we go. Pulled $50 out of that move.
Nice.
And it's going to go all the way to the band. I cut it early because the liquidity's a little thick on the book map. So anyone get greedy about it? Yeah, look, it looks like it's rejecting from that thicker liquidity. Let's see if they have it in them to squeeze up to the band all the way. The band is at 275.
275.
It should hit that and reject.
Yeah, that totally tracks. Because like this line I have drawn is like, I kind of treat it like a big zone, like not a perfect line. Yeah, like more like this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So this is kind of how I'm like viewing the day.
Yeah, we swept that swing point to the left too. There was a swing point at 271, 272. Interesting. I really wouldn't. I mean, who knows? This could just be that price is going to range up and down and then drop anyways. But like it could have just came up to sweep the swing points from the previous little highs in this range. But I wouldn't have expected this up move. That kind of caught me by surprise. I was really thinking we would go down to the order block at the bottom and take another bite into it and then maybe reject off of it or whatever. But I didn't think we would turn around and have aggressive buying just in the middle of the chart down there. $272 has another level at it now. And there's lots of low resistance between 272 and 290. See what we got here.
You know what I mean? So like there could be an argument. Yeah, I kind of don't hate that.
Yeah, there is an order block up above too. On the 1 minute, starts at 295 and it has the overnight VWAP running through the middle of it, which is what we rejected off of early this morning. So 1012, the high over there, we rejected off the overnight VWAP. So I'm curious to see what happens when we get back up to that. I think we're probably going to long through VWAP band 1 at 275 and move up to this order block at 294. So I'm going to look for a little bit of like some signs of continuation higher, which looks like we're kind of getting that now on the 1 here. And then I'll probably try to long it through that level. I don't know, 272 has a lot of liquidity at it though, so maybe I'll just take like a small stab on the way to that. See if it looks like they're going to lift it.
Stop MNQ sell.
Cool. Got half an ATR there, about 30 points.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Stop MNQ sell. Stop MNQ sell. Stop MNQ sell.
Wow.
So I was just kind of was kind of just looking at this, you know, if you kind of zoom out. Kind of made sense to me to see a rejection there.
Yeah, yeah. No, that does make sense.
Right. Took it to like the middle of the range. This is kind of why I like trading a little bit later, because I feel like I have more information.
Yeah, you got a little bit more time for the charts to develop, and yeah, I agree. Like in the beginning of the day, before you have everything, or before like the charts have established themselves, it's like you're flying blind.
Right. You're just looking at that, and you're like, okay. And I guess there could have been an argument here for a short with like a stop up, you know, even up there or something.
That 200 level's looking pretty juicy still too. It's like it keeps getting reloaded with contracts. You're looking to short through that.
Yeah, that's like right in the middle of the range.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take a small stab at a short through it. I don't know if it's just gonna bounce and wreck me, but yeah, it looks like it will, in fact, do that.
Stop MNQ buy.
Yeah, aggressive buyers as VWAP's defended.
And also, too, just worth noting, like, see this range, how it's like, it went here, here, and then it got, like, a little tighter there, a little tighter there. So, like, what we might actually be looking at is, like, more like a wedge kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm gonna look to exit this position. Yeah.
It's a speaker.
Son of a bitch, huh? That was fun.
So then now I'd be looking for, like, you know, some kind of breakout.
Attention MNQ sellers.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Coinbase reported Cantor says Bitcoin bear market may be entering its final stretch. That was from CoinDesk, citing Cantor.
stop MNQ buy.